Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm here with a video and I'm going to talk about the products I regret buying. I love doing faves, products that I've been loving. I like watching videos like that, but I also like watching videos of products people bought but they had regret. So these are some products that I have some regret over. I'm not bashing any brands, of their products, but it just didn't work out for me. I didn't like it. Okay, let's jump into the video. I don't have a lot, but I have some. So I'm going to start off with this brow pencil by Huda Beauty. Yes, this launched, I think, with her GloWish line, I think. I'm always in the hunt for a good eye pencil. I love the one from e.l.f., but I always struggle to find the shade in black at the drugstore. Anyway, I purchased this, and the reason I regret buying this pencil is 17 bucks. Got it off of Sephora. This was finished in a week. It was like 8 days. Like, yeah, one day over a week, and it was done. I was so stunned. After like the third day, I found I was having to like wind it up. I'm like, this lead or whatever that was in here, and I loved it. The tip was so thin. I love the tip when it's like really thin and not like fat. And I was loving it. And like the third or fourth day, I found myself going like that. And I was like, And by the end of the week, there was nothing to come out. It was done. It didn't break. I couldn't understand if it broke, it never broke on me because I go very lightly on my brow. I don't like to mess with my brow too much because I don't really know how to like fix my brow to make it look beautiful. So I struggle with my brows, and this lasted me a week and it was done. And I'm saying, really? I've never had that happen to me before. I don't know if I was one of the rare people that got one with like a little lead, but no. So of course I regret buying this because it didn't last me very long at all. All right. So let's jump into some complexion. Well, all the rest are complexion products, and then I'm going to talk about a couple of lipstick products. All right. Keeping in the vein of Huda Beauty, the GloWish bronzer. Yes, I bought it in a deeper shade. I think this is shade 5 Rich. Now, as I had told you guys before, I purchased it. Sephora totally messed up the order. I never got it. I canceled the order and then it came the next day. All right, so here we are with this powder. Before I purchased this powder, because all along I was just set to buy her Tinted Moisturizer, which I absolutely love. If you haven't seen that video, it's up on my channel. So this right here. You telling me nobody, because I read all the reviews, a lot of the reviews, especially for the deeper shades on the Sephora website. We're not going to talk about this purplish muddy undertone, really. There's a purple sort of muddy undertone in here that I just don't like at all. And it was being described as though it was so soft. This is not soft at all. This is very kind of stiffish to me. Stiffish. It's kind of stiff. And this is it swatched. I know a lot of you guys probably own it. This is what it looks like. To me, it looks very muddy and sort of purplish. Just there's some kind of purpley undertone that I'm seeing in it that I don't like. And I don't like the texture of it. And I tried playing with it for a couple of days. I didn't try it for too long, if I'm being honest. And I used a very, very fluffy brush. I used my compact brush from Sephora, my number 80 brush, but I couldn't get it to blend out properly on me. And it looked very muddy on my complexion. So this is a no from me. I regret this. Regret this. Keeping in the line of powder. This Kosas powder. The Cloud Set powder. I saw this because I love their concealer. I love their bronzer. I saw this. I was like, yes, I love me some powder. Girl, this was a big fat no for me. I don't even know what this powder is. Like literally. And so I got the shade Softly. It's actually named Softly, right? So this is what it looks like. It's not a bad shade. Like when you swatch it, and that's the thing. When you swatch this, and this is supposed to be a sheer coverage, I get it. I know that. I have powders that are a sheer coverage. So it's not about that. Although I do like a fuller coverage, but I was like, I'm going to give this a chance, So when you swatch it, right? This is what it looks like when it's swatched. It's not a bad color shade when you swatch it. You can see a little bit of warmth in it. But although I've had, like I said, I've had sheer powders, you put this on, I don't know what it does. Because I know it's sheer, but it's invisible. They should call this invisible. You don't see it on your skin. I don't know where it went. Because my Laura Mercier powders, that's from way back. It was a very sheer powder, but it looked beautiful on my skin. It made me look airbrushed. Just did nothing for me. I was like, okay, what is this? And like as the day went on, I sort of got like a pallor on my skin. So I was like, yes, it's on there. My skin just developed like a pallor, like a ready for the casket pallor that I did not like at all. So I don't like this powder at all. Actually, I didn't really look at much reviews, so I don't know what other people are saying. But for me personally, no, I did not like this powder. Another powder I did not like, I really wanted to like this, is my Gucci powder. Now I have this in shade 10. I believe that Sephora, I bought it from the Sephora website. I believe that Sephora did not have all the colors. At least that's what I heard. If I'm wrong, you guys can correct me. And I had a similar experience, and it looks like this with this little blackish thing because I tried it with every tool possible. I tried it with a brush, a little brush, a big brush, compact brush, a loose brush, a beauty blender, a regular, those little square sponges that you get from MAC. And when I dipped my beauty blender in it, it just left like this black circle, whatever. All right. I had a similar experience that I had with the Kosas with this. Did nothing for me at all. I tried putting it under eye, which I knew wouldn't work out for me because I prefer my under eye to be a heavier coverage, but I tried it, and I love that it has this little mirror. It's so cute. The package is baby pink. I love this baby pink so much. But this did nothing for me as well. And the reviews on this was very good too. And I'm like, what do people like about this powder? And if you own this powder, please tell me how you use it, why you like it, like what do you like about this powder? Because for me, it's a no, and I felt like I didn't need this, and I love their bronzer. Another powder, yes, another powder that I regret buying is this Givenchy Prism Libre powder. Now, I got this in the shade 6. Look, it's looking like 6. I'll double check it, but yeah, shade 6. So I'm pretty sure you guys know this powder, and I really wanted to try it because I said to myself, okay, with all these mixtures, this would be nice to offset a lighter foundation, or if a foundation has olive and all that stuff. You guys know how I feel about olive. So I picked this up, and this is a big fat no for me. I don't know if I should have gotten the shade above, which was shade 5, because this shade in particular, for some reason online, it looked like it was really salmon, like that nice deep salmon. This is not salmon. This is like a fuchsia pink. So I don't know if this is for, although I'm a deep skin, I don't know if this was really meant for me. This shade right here is not bad. The brownish shade right here. And I tried this shade alone, the lighter kind of part here under my eye, and it looked cakey. It was cakey under my eye, and I was like, shoot, because I could have used that one. It's nice and light. It had a beautiful golden color. And let me see if I can get some of that one out without the, you see, the pink one is coming out. I don't know why I thought this was going to be a good idea for me. So some of it came out with the pink. So, And then when I put it all together on my face looked ashy. No matter how, you know, and this one I played with quite a bit. Like, I would put my makeup on, I would play with it. And then I remember one day I put it on, and I was like, I was even in the house, it was looking too crazy. I took it off. It just didn't look right on my skin tone. And it's hard for me to get the individual powders out separately. I don't know, maybe for me. So this was like too much trouble for it not to be worth it, in my opinion. I think this was sort of pricey. Another product I regret buying is this Patrick Ta, his dual bronzer. This is not for me. I completely understand that this contours are supposed to be like grape. When I first started contouring, I used to look at a lot of Destiny Godley's videos. She's like the OG for me, one of my favorite YouTubers. And she used to wear a lot of contours that had like sort of like a gray in it and stuff. And I think I heard Kevin O'Quark one time, he was in some interview, said the same thing. But this just doesn't look right on my skin tone. I don't like the texture of it. The powder is okay. The powder I can tolerate a little bit. It's okay. But this particular, I don't like it. And as you can see here, it looks super cool with like that slight gray undertone. And for some reason, when I put it on my cheekbone, it just sort of look ashy on me. And I find like I don't have that beautiful, warm, contoury, I mean, I don't like my contours to be too red, but I want to see some sort of warmth to it. I think that looks better on my skin tone. The cream part, I don't know if I like the texture of my skin. I use my Sonia G brush with the white hairs because that worked perfectly for me with the Chanel and my Danessa Marix and my Huda Beauty. It didn't really work for this. I had a hard time blending it out. The powder though, I don't like the powder. I think it's sort of stiff. It feels, I don't know, it feels cheap, like when you're swatching it. For some reason, it doesn't feel luxurious or anything. This is also super cool. I don't like the way this looks on my cheekbones. The formula of the powder reminds me of the shades in the Scott Barnes, his bronze palette that I had such a hard time with finding the right brushes to blend that out with. And I have to be a little careful with him and his launches. That's why I didn't even try to swatch, because I was in Sephora the other day returning something. And I didn't even like swatch his eyeshadow palette because like, I'm wary of it because I've purchased a few things from his launches. I didn't like his dual blushes or anything. The only thing I've purchased from him that I've liked is, it was a lipstick. I purchased two and I liked one. So his packaging is nice though. All right, keeping in the vein of, let's talk about this bronzer from Tower 21. So I got this bronzer from Tower 21 and I got two other blushes with it because I wanted to try the brand. And this is in Best Coast. Now, if this was not advertised as a bronzer, this would be beautiful because for me, it's a highlighter. And I have so many cream highlighters. So this is why I regret buying this, because if I knew what this was, I wouldn't buy it because I don't need this. I have so many things that look like this, you know, with the cream and the bronzing. And I don't know who's gonna like bronze up with this cream because to me, it's very sticky because it has like shimmer. So to me, this does not work as a bronzer. It's definitely not deep enough for a bronzer on my skin tone. I can get like a little highlight here maybe with it, but that was a no. I shouldn't have bought that. All right. So yeah, keeping in the vein with complexion products. I must say this foundation from Dear Dahlia, I don't think the shade is on here, or maybe it is. Okay. It's actually DW1. I did a review on this foundation on my channel. I was very curious about this brand. I got this and I got the concealer. I actually love the concealer. The shade is just too light. So I've never really used it after I debuted it on my channel. And one of the reasons I regret buying this foundation and what I didn't really like about it is how it wore. Because initially when I put it on, I thought it looked fine. The shade could have been warmer. Let me swatch this again. I felt that the shade could have been a little bit more golden. It was very neutral, sort of like, I don't know, I don't like this shade. It could have been warmer. But besides that, because you know, you can make stuff, I usually make stuff work with concealer, but for me, this was a no. I didn't like the way it wore as the day went on. To me, it didn't look good. I think it just looked like meh on my skin. I found that it creased a lot. It aged me a little bit. I was ready to like take it off. I just didn't like the way my face looked and how it sat on my skin after I did my wear test. So I regret buying this. I should not have bought this. Not a complexion product I regret buying. And from Ilia, you guys know I love their foundation and concealer. So I was like, why not the Tinted Moisturizer, right? Wasn't that much to choose from the deeper shades. I don't remember how many shades are in this line, but this is in the shade Pavones. And let me tell you, I've never seen a weirder shade of foundation, I don't think, in my whole life. Well, Tinted Moisturizer. Look at this shade. Like, what is this? Like, who decided that, oh, we're going to make a shade for deeper skin and we're going to make it pumpkin? I don't care. Well, there's nobody that has a complexion that looks like pumpkin. I don't care. Fight me. Look at the shade, guys. Like, what the hell is this? What is this? It's like pumpkin mixed with a clay color. Like, if you know what clay looks like, that's what it looks like. And I was so stunned when I got this in the mail because I purchased it online. When I opened, I was like, oh my God. And I wanted to do a review on this and all of that, but as soon as I saw the color, I was like, I don't know. So I decided to play with it off camera on my own. I used it twice. The first time I used it with my Hourglass concealer, I felt that would offset it a little bit. Disastrous. Then I used it with a lighter concealer. I don't remember what the concealer was. Disastrous still. Besides it being this horrific color, because that's the only way I can describe this color, as horrific. If you're looking online and you're looking at Pavones, please don't purchase this. It's the shade of pumpkin mixed with clay. Did not wear well either. I did not like the way my skin looked. It was just meh. It just sat there. It was like, why did I purchase this? I think it was a bit pricey too. It's Ilia. They're kind of mid-luxury kind of there up there. Totally regret buying this. No, no, no. Not a complexion product I regret buying because, you know, your girl have a weakness for complexion products. This is Tom Ford Tinted Moisturizer. The only thing that saved me from being even not as disappointed, although, you know, I regret buying it, was I got it from the CCO. So I had a huge discount. I got it in the shade 11 Dusk. Now, what I didn't like the way this wore. And I was kind of surprised and disappointed because I love his shade and illuminated foundation. To this day, that's still my favorite foundation. It looked the best on me ever of all my foundations, including Libre. Okay? So I had such high hopes for this. The shade of this is just, I do not like the shade. Talk about neutral, right? This is neutral to the point of where it's just like, it's like a brown dookie shade. It's a very brown shade. Let me show you guys. There's like no warmth to it. There's no red. There's no nothing. It's the shade brown. And I don't like foundations like this. I think foundations should have, especially as a woman of color, my foundations have to have either some kind of yellow, some golden, even some red. Shoot, push come to shove, throw some olive in there. I'll try to work with it. This is just plain old brown. So it's just flat. You put it on, it looks so flat on the skin. As soon as you put it on your face, at least this color, it just takes away, it just looks like, ugh, on your skin. It does nothing to pep up your skin, to make your skin pop or anything because of that brown color that it has. You know, this really needed a golden undertone, but also I did not like the way it wore. It was just regular schmegular for me. It just fell flat. It just sat there. I was like, okay, because if it popped a little bit, I would have been able to maybe use something with a lot of yellow like my Nars concealer, but no, I don't like the formulation of this. So yeah, this was a no for me. That's it for complexion products. I have 3 lipsticks here that didn't work for me. I'm going to start off with the Huda Beauty. This could have been part of the GloWish as well. And this is in the shade Gold Digger. And this is described as a creamy lipstick, blah, 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 blah. For me, this is not a cream. First of all, when I saw the shade, I was like, oh, beautiful. This looked like a nice chocolate kind of nude shade. It's not. There's some purple in there. I'm not a purple tone girl at all. I'm not a purple tone girl. It has to be something unusual for me to really like a purple. I don't wear purple lipsticks. I don't really like purple eyeshadow. Not a purple girl, right? So this is the shade of it. See? That chocolatey brown I was expecting, no. This is like a mauvey, kind of purpley kind of nude. I did not like. Also did not like the formula. I love the formula of her other lipsticks. Most of her stuff, I love her as a brand. She be coming through with the stuff, especially that tinted moisturizer she came out with. She did that. Did not like the formulation of this lipstick because it felt like when a lipstick starts to go bad. And the only comparison I can make is my Tom Ford nude lipsticks. His nude lipsticks to me go bad faster than regular lipsticks. I don't know if it's what he's putting in it. But when his nude lipsticks start to go bad, it has like a slight tackiness to it and you have to like drag it on your lips. when I think creamy lipstick, I'm thinking that the penny lipstick from Tang times Dose of Color. That's a creamy lipstick. My Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. That Tang times Dose of Color lipstick is just the bomb. Like, it just glides. That's creamy goodness. This is kind of sticky and it pulls. I used it on my channel. I debuted it when I used, I did a get ready with me using newer products, and you guys can see it was just kind of, it just felt, it didn't move like a creamy lipstick. So I could have done without this, especially with all the lipstick that I have. I mean, I should be ashamed. Last two products, and this is the Nars. These are the lip shines, I think they're called. I'm going to have the correct name in the description box because I'm going to list all of the products. And this just looked so muddy on me. I got this shade, which is like a dark brown. I like me a dark brown. This also has like a purplish sort of undertone to it. It just looked muddy on my lips, and for me, I think it made my lips look thinner. It didn't like plump them up in any way, and then I got whiplash. Now, I got whiplash because I saw Vicky Gia with whiplash. I asked her what it was when she posted the Instagram picture. It looked amazing on her lips. You know, that's why lipsticks don't look the same on everybody, because we all have different, you know, skin tones, lip color, and stuff like that. So I purchased it. I was like, wow, it looked so beautiful on her. Right here, there you go. That's whiplash. I couldn't get this to work with my lip liner by itself, without lip liner. It just did not look good on me. It looked kind of muddy. My whole complexion just looked, it just pulled down my complexion. It looked like an old lady lipstick. I don't mean to be disrespectful, because I ain't that young, but it looked like an old lady lipstick on me. I did not like the way it sat on my lips. It just, and it looked extra sort of like shiny and kind of, I don't know, it just didn't work out for me. So and these were pricey. I think this was a $30-something lipstick, either 34 or 28. It was pricey for a lipstick. So no, I regret purchasing. So that's my list of the products I regret purchasing. Like I said, not to bash any brands or whatever, but you know, makeup, it's hit or miss. Sometimes, you know, you buy stuff that you love, and I have a lot of stuff that I love, and then you buy stuff like you're like, man, I could have done without buying that. I could have done without buying all of these. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I love videos like this. And why are my arms out like that? I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.